To build multiple floors of your airport terminal, you must of course start with a floor construction permit. That unlocks the terminal floors, the stairs, escalators, conveyor belt, escalators, and jetway stand upgrades. We'll be going through each of those in this episode and also covering the road tunnels that go up and down, which I think may come with that same piece of research. I'm actually not 100% certain. To go up and down in your view, simply press page up to go up or page down to go down. And you can see on the bottom left here, we've got the floor indicator. So 0 is ground level, -1, -2, and I can't go any further down, or up 1, up 2, up 3. So you've really got 6 levels to play with, -2 through to +3. You probably won't find there's ever any reason to go up as high as 3, but hey, it's your airport, you do what you like. Now, you can see I've got some terminal built here, I've got some terminal built here. They're not connected in any way, shape or form right now. To go up a level, I simply press page up and draw in where I want my terminal to go. But if I move my cursor here, you can see it won't let me. There's a reason for this, and I'm going to go through that in detail. I want you to understand that fundamentally, you can only put terminal upper floor if there's something underneath it. There are some tricks to that though. So I'm going to start initially by drawing in this piece here, and I'll leave a line here intentionally. So what we're going to build is a sky bridge. Now, I've already constructed these as an example. I can build from here to here, no trouble. I can't build to there, but if I go across to here, I can. I'm going to do this in planning mode just to save myself some money, but that, build it in planning mode or not as you see fit. So this is level 1, this is ground floor, there's nothing supporting the building in the middle, but both ends are supported and that's fine. The trick comes in when you want to extend that. I can't build this here because there's already foundation here. I can't start from this end and go backwards either. So, just to prove my point, here's some planned first floor construction and some planned second floor construction. That's fine. If I go out of planning mode, I can actually still place my second floor or non-ground floor construction, even though the bottom level is only planned and not built yet. That's really just the game not quite understanding what you're doing. And continuing on that theme, I can build from here to here, no trouble. Here, no, I've got a problem. I can build this way, no trouble. Here, no problem. All that actually matters is the first square and the finishing square. So coming back to this section of my terminal, I want to build a sort of bridge over from my check-in building to my gate building. I could build it like this or like this. Now, personally, I'm going to go with just this section. I don't want to have that width, but that's entirely personal choice. Now that I've got across there, I can build in that section and the whole of this floor. Now, in this instance, again, I've only got this section as planning. I've built a proper terminal foundation at both ends, and it's let me build the first floor. But as you saw, I could have left this entire section as planned and not bothered to actually construct it. It's worth pointing out also that you can build that higher floor over some things but not others. So for example, I'm constructing a road here. I can build over the top of that, no trouble. However, I cannot build over the top of certain other objects. So just to demonstrate, I can build from here to here, no problem. I've already placed parking of various types, public parking or non-public parking, underneath these two fictitious bits as a terminal, but I cannot place something like a vehicle depot underneath. And I believe the logic of that is that this open air parking space isn't particularly tall, but a vehicle depot is actually a multi-story building. It's a multi-story car park. The interesting thing though is you can build these underground, and there's quite a few things you can build underground, including fuel tanks. Including fuel depots. Once you've got a depot, then you can place a tank. You obviously cannot place weather stations or radars, that would make no sense at all. Likewise with the other utility buildings, they do not go underground. You obviously can't place runways or taxiways underground, none of that would make any sense. Speaking of things which can be placed underground, you can build vehicle checkpoints underground. You can also build taxi stops, car stops, public parking, subway entrance, and bus stops underground. Delivery sites and contractors, unfortunately, no, you can't place those underground. But if you wanted to have a large public access facility underground, you can definitely do that. You don't have to have all of these facilities and their sizable footprint above ground if you don't want to. Just make sure you build a tunnel first. We'll be getting to tunnels shortly. Okay, now that we have a ground floor and first floor section of terminal building constructed, it's time to talk about stairs and escalators. Escalators and stairs work the same way. You have to be on the lower level building up towards the higher level. So in this case, I'm going to place my escalator not quite at the end. I want to leave a bit of room. And the reason I want to leave room is so I can place a lift on the right hand side shortly. Now you'll notice there's a faint green line at the top which doesn't look like part of the escalator. That's actually telling you where the passengers will arrive on the upper floor, and so it's not part of this current ground floor that I'm trying to build on. I can't go any further north, but I can place that faint green line in the wall. Stairs work in the same way as escalators. They come in two different sizes, and you can place them, any way around you like, and they work the same way as escalators. So you've got that faint green line at the top. That can go over the wall if you want to, so long as it's coming out into open space on the higher floor. Now, I actually don't want it right up against the wall there. I want it in line with the bottom of my escalator. And elevators are very similar. Once again, place them on the lower level. Don't try to work your way down from the top. So I will place it here. Once your elevator is constructed, be aware that there's some extra things it can do. An escalator has no options if you left click and has only a few options if you right click, including the option to switch it off. Same with stairs, you can say no one's allowed to use these stairs right now. But an elevator, if you left click, has options to extend it to other levels. So if I just demonstrate, I've started construction of a level 2 floor and of a basement floor. I can now extend it to those levels. So if I go up, you can now see it's appeared there and there. I can't extend it to a section where the terminal foundation hasn't been placed yet. That's all quite logical and makes sense. You may have seen me making use of conveyor escalators up and down in an earlier episode, but I'll cover it again now. Let's say we wanted to get from this little bit of basement up to ground floor. we could select our escalator up and place it here. So the conveyor belt would come in from this side and then go up to here. I'm running into my actual people escalators there. That's not particularly helpful, but this is just a demonstration. With the baggage escalators down, the opposite applies. You actually want to start from the higher level, place it, and it will appear on the lower level. The last piece of the floor construction permit research plan is the jetway. If I select one of my constructed medium stands, I have upgrade options, and one of those options is build a jetway. If I'm looking at the right floor, this is floor 1, I can do that upgrade, and you'll see that not only has it built the jetway, but it's also punched the doors through this wall. One thing to be very cautious of is that your secure zones are applied correctly. At the moment, nothing here is secure. If I go like this, it doesn't actually hit the 2 doorways. Make sure you hit the doors as well, just to be absolutely certain. The key advantage of jetways is that you no longer need stair trucks. So it's one less cost to your airport, and it's also ever so slightly faster for the passengers to get on board the plane. One thing which may not be obvious about building 2nd and 3rd level floors is that you can actually build them not just over roads, like so, but you can build them over taxiway. So you can have your planes going underneath part of your building. This can be particularly useful when you're running out of space in your airport. A key advantage of having jetways for your medium or large stands is that it frees up the ground floor for other uses. I, for instance, want to place my baggage bay for this section of the airport underneath that floor, so that it's right smack bang in the middle of all 7 of these stands. That way it's nice and accessible for the baggage carts when they need to come along through here. It should be noted that small stands do not have an upgrade option for a jetway. Road tunnels up and down come in 4 varieties. We've got the public road heading down, the public road heading up, service road heading down, or service road heading up. Now the fact that these are labelled as down and up is in a way misleading, because they're still 2 lanes. They are in fact for traffic heading both directions. And unlike the world entrance tunnel, you can't set them to be entrance only or up only or down only. They are always 2-way. Let's say you're working on the ground floor and you want to head down, you would select the appropriate road type and then down. So if I wanted to allow passenger cars from here to head down to a lower level, I could place that there, go down, and then build the rest of my public road under here. Alternately, I could do that in reverse. I could select the road up, start from the lower level, and then working out where I want to put it. Let's say I wanted to put it here. I can then draw in my public road on the lower level and the higher level. And that will work just fine. As I say, there's no real distinction between whether these are up or down. It's just where you place them in terms of which floor you're on at the time. Beware, you cannot go above ground floor. You can only go down with road tunnels, so you can't build multi-story car parks in a manual sense. You can only go down into basement levels if you want to build a multi-story car park. you can't have an above ground one. And that really covers it for all of the multi-level terminal stuff. So we've gone through how to do second level or lower level terminal building, how to do sky bridges, how to make stairs up and down, how to make the baggage carousels go up and down, and how to get roads up and down.